completed. No, in all seriousness, you had spent some time recovering in the pools, had made a bit of a plan, you know, all the various experiences and whatnot. Polana went through multiple rituals that are probably kind of PTSD inducing in and of themselves. And you eventually made your way over to where this supposedly disturbed girl had been being kept sedated in one of these pools. This little girl, Misha. She has kind of silvery skin. You see that she seems a little bit less. There's less kind of distinctive about her compared to a lot of the other Dragonborne around here. She seems closer to a normal Dragonborne. In addition, she doesn't seem to have any signs of wings growing or anything like that, which a lot of them do at this age, but also some of them have less so it's kind of variable. But she certainly seemed a little different from the others. I believe that you guys had just removed her from the pool after one of the carers nearby had said, "Oh, can you not keep her out too long if you're going to do that?" Because the longer she's out, the more distressed she becomes. So we'll kind of go back in time slightly and say maybe if one of you want to say, one of you that would go over and sort of, you know, aid her out getting out of the pool and maybe break conversation. So who would be the one to do that? Do we think?
It would normally be me. I'm kind of still pretty fucked from a lot of all the stuff that's going on, so I'm still same as last session because not much has happened. I'm still kind of just taking
maybe
a back
a
seat.
fellow Dragonborne.
Yeah.
Or maybe me and Rudy
maybe,
would do it.
maybe
Yeah,
really.
you can
do it.
That's not
Yeah. So the two of you kind of.
Was I not on my ones brewing my potions and everyone went off ahead?
No, I think they were doing some other stuff. Maybe.
I thought, but yeah, fine. Well,
We'll
back
just
together.
fuck around.
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of lift her out and you see that she's kind of got a bit of a vacant smile on her face as she steps out of the pool, and you see she's kind of blinking, slightly bleary-eyed, and she's just kind of looking at a few of you, not really saying anything.
Hello there.
General Kenobi. He says, hello. Who are you?
My name's Rudy, and
I'm Gesh. Sorry to disturb you, young lady.
Oh, it's quite all right. I was just dreaming.
we don't know if you remember us. We're the visitors to this place. We've travelled very far to come here, and we were just hoping, if you're not too tired, we could talk to you for a moment.
Yes, I do remember seeing you before. There was something I wanted to tell you. Hang on. Can I sit down for a minute?
Yes, of course. Come over here.
As you lead her over, she kind of plonks herself down and she thinks for a minute and she goes,
Gesh sits down next to her.
You see that she kind of looks at you and kind of looks back to the ground and sort of says, yes, there's a list. You should find the list. You'll hear about the people, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah, we're worried about the people here.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah, the people have gone missing. I've tried to document it as best I can. There's a few gaps. There's a list in my room. It's. I mean, she describes to who it is. She says, I live not far down the hill in Barstedet. It's not far from here actually. Just head down there. You'll see the house. It's got a blue tapestry on the outside. In my room, under my bed, there's a chest with the list in. You got to get it. And last time I showed it to anyone, they took it off me. So maybe don't let people see it.
Okay. This is amazing. Thank you. We'll be careful. But is there anyone in the house? Do you know?
Oh, maybe my mum and dad. I'm not sure, but they probably won't bother you.
How do your parents feel about this list and these abductions that you know of?
Well, they're just acting the same as everyone else. It's like they're deluded or something.
Do you know when they started going missing, these people?
She said, yeah. So yes. What day are we on now? She probably is. The last few days probably a bit of a blur anyway. She says I first started noticing it around the middle of June. For reference, it's currently what month are we in now?
I love that they just have our months.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
I like just imagine her saying something else because I couldn't be bothered to be like it's Miristis.
Yeah.
You guys being like what? Junix. So just imagine it's a different thing.
Yeah, of course.
It's currently like middle of September, something like that.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 3 months.
Yeah.
School time.
Back to school time.
Wait, what was it now? Sorry.
September.
Okay.
Um,
And
oh, it's September 10th.
oh, fantastic.
Yeah. She says,
My birthday? No, I'm joking.
Oh.
No, I was in a bananas.
Wait,
Who's
it's fine.
the worst birthday ever?
The whole time you've been really sad.
I've just got a little muffin with one candle. I wish I wasn't in so much pain.
yeah, she says, I don't know what's been going on, but people don't talk about or even seem to remember these people that have gone missing. They just deny it. Something strange is going on.
Why do you think they would want to take the list off you or hide what you think you found?
Oh, they were saying that it was bad for me or something. They think I'm going crazy. But when you guys came, I knew it. I knew that I wasn't crazy.
Well, you're right. There's definitely something going on here, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. So don't worry.
These people that have been abducted and gone missing. What explanation have the others given for their disappearance?
They just deny it. They say they don't know what I'm talking about. They say that they saw them the other week. It's anything like that. It's just I don't get it.
Have you noticed anyone else acting strange apart from the denial?
Yeah, but not until more recently that I noticed it. To be honest, it's all a bit of a blur. They've been keeping me up here quite a lot.
Of course.
But yeah, I've seen some people acting quite strange. People speaking in strange languages that I don't understand, and behaving in ways that seem out of character for them. Yeah.
This is indeed rather alarming. We will go to your home and retrieve this list.
Yeah, but why am I the only one? Why does no one agree with me? How can no one be seeing this?
We think there might be some deeper magic running through here than perhaps the Dragonborne have realised. There could be all sorts of enchantments causing this.
Oh, I've always felt like I was kind of like someone else anyway, and yet here I am. It's all happening like this, and suddenly everything that I thought was different about me, it seems like it's all just coming true. Nobody else thinks agrees or thinks I'm the same. It's hard. I don't know how to deal with it.
Right. Do you feel safe up here with these people?
Yeah, I mean, they never mean me any harm. They think they're doing what's best for me. Everyone in the Drovnar Peaks, they're all good people. Really, they are. But with this, they're just, well, I just feel like they've all gone mad.
Aye.
Well, I'm sure if we investigate ourselves, if anything turns up, hopefully we'll vindicate you, and maybe they'll finally see some sense.
Yeah, as much as I want to know what's going on, I think it would just be best for me to stay here for now. I don't think that people would think it was okay if they saw you pulling me around the place. But please come and visit me.
Of course. And our friend here, he can talk to people from really far away, and I think he can do that if he has a link with them, right?
Yeah, he just has to think about who he wants to link with, and it can happen.
And is
so,
that
yeah.
sort of ongoing? Like, can she talk to him if she needs?
Yeah, they
can.
can call out. Yeah.
All right. So if you need us, you can reach out to him, and we'll be here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Find the list. It seemed like there were periods where people were disappearing every 2 days, but there are also sections where I didn't notice people disappearing at all. But other than that, I wasn't able to find any reason or pattern behind it.
Right. And no one's been helping you with this. Everyone that you've spoken to has denied it.
I spoke about it in front of everyone in Barstedet, and well, that's what really made them think I was all crazy, to be honest.
Right. Okay. How long have you? How old are you? How long have you been here?
I'm 12. I've been here since forever.
Forever.
Well, she's older than me then. I don't know about the same age.
Yeah, maybe they age a little differently.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
If she's like this big and I'm 12, then I'm like, hey, I'm 12.
I did forget about the fact they age quicker. Maybe I'll say she's 8 or something like that.
Okay.
So she's a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And they will say that they do also age slightly slower here or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
well, we believe you, and we're going to do everything we can to help. So don't worry. Okay, we'll leave you now because they didn't want us to bother you for long.
Yeah, and like just for a bit of flavour as well, like as Gesh like says goodbye, sort of, I'll like using cure wounds, just sort of put my arm sort of on her shoulder and I'll say, be patient, young one. Just emanate some magic through to this person that's only a year younger than me.
She says,
Be patient, classmate.
she says, yes, thank you all so much. And you see with that, the carer kind of like takes down into the pools, and she just sort of turns around and says, I appreciate that she was thankful that you were here, but I just do have to say that I would appreciate it if you expressed a little bit of caution. Just I don't want people to be feeding into some of her potential delusions and that sort of thing. It could upset her further.
Right, of course, yeah. We'll be careful.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And with that, she goes back and just begins like kind of stroking her head and caring for her in the pool.
Enoch's like in her head being like, don't listen to them.
It's all a lie. Everything is real. They want to hurt you.
It's like that line in one of the Nirvana songs where it's like, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. Okay, so yeah, you just had that conversation. You're now walking back to the hill, down the hill. Anything you want to say to each other or anything like that?
Right, so it sounds like we've got a list of potential missing persons. Let's go get it. And it sounds like this has been going on for months. Sorry, you've had a long day.
Indeed, this is.
You've had a long day, so me and Cora are going to carry this session.
Okay, I've been like sleeping in a bath for 2 days. So.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys maybe head down to where you think Amisha's house is.
Yeah, so just looking for a blue. It's fairly easy to find.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be kind of mean of me to be like, you can't find it anyway.
It's the one underground house.
So you're able to find it, and you kind of, there's no door, it's just kind of a stone archway, and you kind of step in tentatively, maybe knocking and saying, hello, anyone in or something. It doesn't sound like anybody's in, so it seems like you're kind of able to just go and do your thing.
Right, are we all going to go in?
Yeah.
Should we
say
that?
I'm just going to lie down with that.
Yeah, what order are we going in?
Okay.
Would we say that like maybe like Enoch would certainly be the one that would go and look for the list,
You can sneak around.
Yeah.
and then maybe like I don't know, Polana would be resting, and then I'd probably wait outside just in case the parents would come back. Gesh would be waiting outside to try and.
Yeah.
Time for me to make a judgment call on whether Enoch would nick any little trinkets.
Yeah, I was
or
gonna
anything
say,
else.
Yeah,
if he goes in,
I'd
I'm
do-
going with him.
Yeah. Leave him alone.
Okay.
I want not
so-
to steal anything, but just to keep an eye on
I
it.
make sure he isn't stealing it.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just
So-
pocket the fucking list, be like, ooh, I don't know.
I can sell this in the black market.
Well, fate of the world, who cares?
Everyone a list of random names. For the platinum.
It's just on the inside of his coat.
So yeah, so maybe you go in with him,
Yeah.
and you see you go in, and he's kind of like eyeing things up, and quite quickly you find the list. And you're like, come on, let's go. Like, we've got it. Let's go. Kind of thing.
I illusion everything to look way less expensive than
Yeah. Okay. And so
just illusion closed doors to everywhere that isn't the bedroom.
leading him through the labyrinth,
Nope.
just gets trapped in there forever.
Can I just illusion blinders on him?
Can you just illusion black in front of someone's face?
Again, yeah. I just.
That's pretty
Handy
OP,
tip.
Yeah.
Because you can move your illusions now, right?
Some of them, some spells. Silent image, I can, for example.
Silent image of black box on someone's
Yeah.
shoulders.
That's
Such
Okay.
a funny way to fight someone.
So yeah,
Just
you're
making Minecraft characters.
You're looking around underneath, under a bed. You see there's some books and some scrolls and things. You kind of glance and see if this is it, and then you find a little wooden lockbox and you pop it open, and inside is this list.
list.
A list.
Oh,
Whoa. She's got good handwriting.
Very well educated.
Oh my god, there's so many people.
oh, the dates are going to be important.
Okay. Nice.
So it's a list of like the day they went missing
Sound
and
out for
names.
like 2 months. I made it like hasty just before the session. Like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, with my hair dryer, like drying. I need to get this ready for them for this session. I've had it been in this fucking box for months.
Is that when you were like, oh fuck? Like when you looked in there?
Yeah, I thought it wasn't there.
Hold on. This is a Pokedex. Flareon. I'll leave the house and give it to the others and be like, this is the list. But in my voice.
What's happening? Don't do it.
Thanks, I'm really unwell.
Perhaps it's worth us going and speaking to some people and asking about the whereabouts of these people without letting them know that we have them.
Right, yeah. We've heard this person is
Yeah.
really interesting.
yeah.
Gesh sneezes and calls out fire and just incinerates.
Is there anything on there in terms of dates? Is there any pattern or?
It's a good question.
It is.
There are dates.
It's just like, no pattern for sure.
That's useless.
There's a big cluster between the 12th and the 15th, or the 18th, sorry, of July. And there's a big cluster more recently, leading up to now. But other than that, I wish I was that smooth. No, it does, I mean, there's like they're just kind of random groupings. There's normally a couple of days between.
When I get it back, I'm going to start transcribing into my book.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good
Good.
idea.
Okay. And do we recognise any of these names? Not really.
No, but we wouldn't, would we?
And what day did you say it was today? The 11th.
10th.
10th of September.
So this person went missing 4 days ago.
It was quite recent.
No, it's been.
I like bread.
Yeah. Fred. Yeah.
Fred.
It's fantasy Fred.
Alright. Yeah, maybe we should poke around after some of these people.
Some of these people. Okay, well it's every other day since.
There's a few batches with some more days, right?
But I think she said, yeah, she's filled in the days. So I think I'm right in saying she thinks there's other people that she hasn't found the names of.
Oh, okay, I see.
So she thinks it's every other day, but she only knows it's these people.
That's a suspicion.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right. Apart from here, that's the only time it wasn't every other day.
Nice one. All right, we need to find Max Sata.
Curious.
I think we might be going into too much detail with this.
You made the whole
I
thing.
Oscar hastily
We
made it. Like
No,
2
I didn't
minutes
hastily
before.
make the list, but
Oh.
I hastily made
Okay.
the prop.
Oh, I see.
If
I would
there's
say
Yeah.
that is likely to be a typo.
so,
Fine, so-
just to clarify, the 15th of July means nothing.
Actually, fuck it. It does mean something. It doesn't.
Okay, cool.
Normally I'd roll with it, but I've got too much planned for this.
Yeah,
on
that's
this.
Right.
Oh,
So,
so yeah, every other day is interesting.
so for the last 3 months, every other day, someone's gone missing. What does it mean?
Just a reminder to. Why don't each of you give me just a flat intelligence to see who might remember this. I'm making you all do it because I'm sure one of you would.
13.
24.
19.
How do you do that?
Just intelligence at the top.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
6.
6. So guess you remember, but not before Dorwin.
I see.
Actually, yeah.
Actually, I'm schmatter.
So Dorwin, you recall that part of the ritual that's been described to you guys in terms of summoning the mask of Khazal, is that they require 50 of these people.
Yeah.
There are 43.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that
That's
again.
43 names.
They need 50 souls.
There's 43 names.
In order to do what?
That's a complete ritual.
Okay.
50 sacrifices.
When did we learn that?
I mean, game time or real time?
Game time. As in, like, what interaction did we have?
This was
Oh,
this was
okay.
Red Sport Caverns pre.
So we have
Battlefield.
we have 2 weeks
Yeah.
to solve this.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, is it how many people are on there?
40.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
And remember, it's now.
I'm going to
Guess
piss
your
about
reactions.
this tools for 2.
Oh wait, yeah.
Did you say?
It's now the
Sorry?
10th, and this goes up
Oh,
to
shit,
the 6th.
yeah.
So it's 2 more since then. Well, 3 more actually.
Potentially.
Enjoying the little adding days when you guys have both been doing things.
yeah.
I'm like, "Oop, that's another one."
Okay.
Okay, so we've got like 3 or 4 people left.
Yeah, so we don't have long
We've got
ones.
a week.
Just over a week.
Or under a week.
5 people left. Okay. Okay. What are the other leads? There's the artist guy.
Yep. There's the person that went crazy that we helped. The woman that Enoch discovered when he was walking
Yeah.
around.
Oh yeah.
that had her fit in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely something going on with those people.
Hmm.
So should we try and?
We should try and we should talk to somebody in charge and try and figure out if they live in a particular area or if there's something about that group of people that they all like frequent a particular place or they will do a certain thing.
Yeah, but do we? How can we list those names without them getting?
Yeah, but I don't think they're specifically trying to withhold information from us. They've been pretty open with most of the things that they've told us.
Although
This is the one thing we know that they don't.
Yeah, but
Although the girl says that they seem to have no recollection of the people ever existing when she mentions them. So if Krojotech has infiltrated the Drovnar Peaks, it might be
that's a good
mind
point.
wiping
Maybe
anyone's
it's
memory
worth
so to not get found out.
Surely
Maybe
this
it's
place has like documents.
records.
Well,
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go try and find records of people and try and find where they lived, and if we can try and go,
Yeah.
maybe it's worth going to the library or whatever. Because it was mentioned that there was a big library here.
Yeah, and we already said that we.
We wanted to go there, so
Yeah.
maybe that's the next stopgap.
Yeah, I was
Cool weapons first.
I need to spend 7 days making my hunting arm.
5 more people to get.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so plan is to go to the library first, or talk to somebody and ask if they have records of the library.
Yeah.
Maybe worth doing.
Can we just
because so the young girl said that everyone was just denying her when she would bring it to people's attention. That's not necessarily saying that they are saying that these people didn't exist. It's just denying her beliefs.
She said it was a bit of a combo. So
okay.
Some people don't know, say I don't even know who that is, and some people say who she thinks they would know who it is, and there's also some people who are like, oh, I just saw them the other day or something like that, and they didn't. So it's like a bit of a cluster
I see.
different effects.
So it
going
is
on
a
by the
real,
sounds of it.
okay, yeah. Then records of these people, I think, is the first port of call.
Yeah. Yeah, because first unlikely, but let's prove this girl isn't mental.
Are there people just running around the streets?
Yeah, there's probably people about at this time. As you guys are kind of
Are we pretty close to the thingy still? The person that was like healing us, and there was the
Yeah.
he was in there. We were in their house, and they did the same.
Yeah, you're not too far from that because you just
Okay.
walk
'Cause
down
they're
from
Labris's house.
Yeah.
Elaborates, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it's worth asking them because they're quite
Yeah,
like
let's.
clued up on shit.
Alright, cool.
Mhm.
We'll head
Yeah.
there.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you make your way back to Elabris's hut, and you find when you arrive there, you see that there's the place seems empty, but after a minute or so, she kind of zips into the room in front of you, and she says, yes. Oh no, she's got a funny voice. Hi, I'm Elabris. She says, I detected you people entering my house. So, what is it that you need so soon?
Yes, I was wondering if you could help us. We're interested in the history of your people. Do you have any kind of records of the people that have lived here? And
Yes, you can certainly. In the Haven, Bastardet, one of the buildings there, it is a great library. It's full of much of our knowledge. It is a wonderful place to explore. In there, I believe there are old censuses and is that what they're called? Censuses. Yeah, censuses. There are old censuses that you can
Maybe.
have a look over if you're trying to find out the history of specific individuals and whatnot.
amazing, thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah, pretty handy.
Could you give us directions or do us a little?
She says, of course, I can take you there immediately, and zips you over to just in front of the library, which is it's kind of more like a temple than a library. You can see that the main building where you guys entered before, which is absolutely enormous because it's obviously built to house dragons and things like that, and large meetings. That's kind of over maybe 100 meters away. There's a bit of a sort of a pavilion area, a cobbled pavilion, and around here there's various people sat down, engaged in what look to be quite deep philosophical conversations. There's lots of nice fauna around the flora. They've got trees growing and flower, like little areas of like sensory gardens and things like that. It's up here. There's definitely quite a nice tranquility in the air. There's kind of all around you. There's these various individuals who just are either writing things down or look deep in thought. It seems like a place to go for sort of knowledge and meditation and that sort of thing. And yes, in front of the library, she says, here it is, one of our greatest collections. I would very much like to go in myself today, but of course I have people to tend to. I hope you find what you're looking for. And with that, she kind of steps away and just disappears back to where she was.
Should we head in?
Yeah.
We'll just head in.
So as you go in, you see that the whole library is kind of lit up with the inside. It's quite dark, but there's areas that are lit up with these blue lamps, which are kind of quite a dull, sort of dark blue, which are casting this light over the place. There's books and scrolls kind of all over the place. It's not like a traditional library that you'd see in other parts of the world that's, you know, just loads of bookshelves and super well organised. It's a little bit more eclectic, but the way that people are moving around with intention gives you the idea that it seems like the sort of place where there probably is some kind of system and things like that. But it's mostly made out of stones. There's these kind of shelves jutting out at different sizes and angles to hold different sized books. A lot of them seem... There's certain areas which look like they've been custom built to build particularly unusual tomes, to house unusual tomes and that sort of thing. It doesn't seem like there's any particular place to go and speak to. There's no like desk or anything like that like there would be at a library, because obviously people aren't checking things in and out so much. So yeah, you're kind of in here, there's people milling around, it's quite peaceful, but there's also people chatting away. It's not like a, you know, shh, be silent in here kind of thing. You could occasionally overhear quite provoking conversations and things like that, thought-provoking conversations.
Areas of the library clearly like categorised?
So it doesn't look like there's signs or anything like
No.
that depicting necessarily what's going on, but you see there's certain areas where there's piles of like older looking books and ones which are mostly just scrolls, and there's areas which look like kind of new arrivals into the library and things like that, waiting to be put into appropriate categories and stuff like that. So
Is there a librarian?
it doesn't seem like there's any one specific librarian. It seems like there's people here who are just generally tending and being involved. So you get the impression you can kind of talk to anybody, which I imagine is what you would do.
Can we just go up to the nearest person, it seems?
Yeah, of course. And yeah, so I'll just say the other dialogue perhaps, and they kind of explain that it can be a little confusing and daunting for people who don't come to the library very often. You express what you're looking for, and they take you over to a section, and they tell you this is an area which covers more history of Drognar Peaks, as well as there's a section within this section which is dedicated to some like more formal kind of boring stuff regarding like the ethos of the land and you know what the different areas are, where they come from, why they are what they are, in addition to lists and lists of people who inhabit the Drognar Peaks.
Cool.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Thank them for their time, and then we're going to
Yeah. So we'll start searching through for the names.
Yeah, are these dated? Is it obvious like which ones are current?
Yeah, so there's there's piles and piles, and you see that there's actually in this specific area, it's kind of like you've walked into an area that's slightly more sort of domed off, like sectioned off. It kind of eats into the side of the building, and then there's quite a narrow pathway down one side, and along that there's these various areas of tables which are all dated with history of different people and everything like that.
Oh, excellent. So we're going to go to the most recent one?
Yeah.
Or the most recently written? Or...
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, I think we'll leave it down to like investigation checks and stuff. You'll probably be at it for a while, because, you know, it'll be hard to say. You don't know how old these people are and things like that. So it makes sense to start with the most recent one. But all right, so I'm guessing you've probably got the best investigation.
Yeah.
So why don't you give me that with advantage?
What is it?
+10.
27.
Okay, nice. All right. So everybody's kind of like looking through the different books, looking for these names.
Dorwin finds them all.
Yeah.
All on one page. First page I open. I go.
You see that.
They were all born the same day.
You know, you guys have seen Dorwin with his head buried in books and stuff in the past, and normally you've seen him looking over these very like either his own spell books or other spell books, very like complicated things like that take a while to digest. But you see that when he's just reading a list of names, he's just like flicking through them like a natural pace. You quite quickly get to a section and you find you're coming across quite a lot of the names that are on the list fairly quickly, and anyone who's maybe looking over your shoulder are doing so similarly. And you see that these people that are popping up on the list, it tends to skip out a few people, but they are essentially in gradually getting older and older, just by about a year or two each.
As I go.
As you go down the list.
So, for example, the ones that are first on the list are the youngest, and the
Yeah.
ones that are later on the list are oldest in a linear fashion.
Interesting.
So every person is older than the person before them.
Yeah.
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 Is there anything about where they live or anything? Like that?
Yeah, so they have information on where they live. It seems, in terms of where they live and what they have been doing as an occupation, things like that, is a little bit more random. It's harder to get a notice what's going on there. Let me see that list. Okay. So there's no other way to do this other than, I think, another check. So, and I think Dorwin's probably the only person who would be thinking about this. So why don't you give me another investigation?
Advantage on it.
Yeah, I think so, because other people might have the idea otherwise.
Sure. 22.
Okay, yeah, I'd say that probably makes it. So, let me see the list again. Myself. Okay, yeah, so you would be able to, piecing together like the gaps in areas where she hasn't been able to identify people who may or may not have been missing on that second day. You notice that all the gaps match up with a pattern that you've spotted, which is they are in essentially a cycle of different coloured Dragonborne. And the cycle that you think it is, you can write this down if you want, is white, brass, green, copper, blue, bronze, black, silver, red, and gold.
And where are we in the cycle?
You are on, you're on September 10th. So
oh yeah,
you're
of
up to
course.
that.
So what was a cedar?
So a cedar
That
is,
might not be the latest though, right?
Yeah.
that's
so
the latest that you're aware of.
Yeah, exactly.
Was green.
Okay. So they may have taken a copper and a blue.
What colour were the artist and the person we found on the street?
So the artist was blue, but the person you found on the street was red.
Okay. And is it red soon after?
And the bronze, black, silver, red, quite far away.
So it might be that they've taken a few and they're up to red, and that's why they were trying to take that person.
Well, the artist is blue, which would have been the one they
The
took
10th,
today.
yeah.
Uh,
Because
But that was a couple of
if
days
you're
ago.
saying
wasn't
if you're saying it's red, then that would imply that we're already up to 50.
Because that's
Or
the
near.
sixth, which
I
is
know.
green.
What
So
we
the
on
it?
there?
I mean, we
would have-
saw the artist a couple of days ago. Cause
Yeah,
there's the
but I'm
whole-
saying blue would have been taken today, the 10th.
Yeah.
and
So
the
the
artist was
artist, yeah.
blue. So
We need to go find out what's happened. to the
maybe the artist got taken today.
Yeah, and it takes a few days for them to do whatever they do to them.
I think they need them all together at the same time for the ritual.
Oh no, but I mean to take.
Don't they
If
just
he was
need-
acting weird
Oh,
2
I
days
see.
ago and now he's still, and he may have been taken
Oh,
in
I
that
see.
time.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
Or we just delayed them because we like snapped him out of his thing,
Maybe.
and they were going to take him a few days ago, but we kind of stopped them.
Yeah.
I would say that, just so you're aware as well, we obviously just did it really quickly, but I think that this would have taken hours to do, and you also had a long day, probably basically night time now.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I mean, do you guys, how are we tired, or should we see if we can find the artist?
I think
Before
we
we-
know where he lives. Maybe before bed we stop by his house, just check in.
Yeah.
Yeah, time is of the essence here. We're
Yeah.
Exactly.
kind of running out.
I agree.
And then give our minds a rest.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys leave Bastard and you head down to or maybe find somebody to take you to Lyrith.
So one more thing that I wanted to check from the list. How old was the cedar?
Oh, Cedar would have been. I mean, it would say specifically. I don't know specifically, but let me think about it. Hang on, I can do it this way. Well, the way, I mean, somebody else, I think Vogue would probably work this out better, but the way that the ages are ascending, they started at about 5, and they go up by 1 or 2 years each.
Okay.
So, what would that make them?
So
One
up
or
to
2. Or is it like there's 1 and there's 2?
Yeah, there's some that are, so it seems like most of them are 1, but some of them are 2.
Okay.
So they're at least 50.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll maybe say that.
Probably
We'll maybe
older.
say with a couple of 2s, and then we'll say they're about 60.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
What did I miss?
Just working out the age of the most recent one that we know was taken.
And how old did the artist look?
It's you can't really tell in the Drobnar Peaks because some people are like hundreds
Yeah.
and look pretty good.
Yeah. All right. We'll make our way to the artist's house.
Okay. So you ask somebody to zip you over to Lyrith because it's a bit of a trek otherwise, and you're obviously trying to get there quick. And you kind of hastily make your way to the artist's house, and you go in, and you can see that they're there, and they're back to doing what they were doing before, pretty intense painting. You now see that kind of all over the walls and everything are more of these paintings, pretty hellish scapes. I would say that it's enough. It's like kind of intense enough that it's kind of unnerving. Like it would freak you out a little bit.
Each one of these,
especially with your past experience and slightly yours as well, is that it's a little bit like, oh shit.
Do I gotta see anything like I did before with the face?
So I think that at the moment, like you maybe think that the fact you're thinking about it almost makes it harder to see, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like before it just was like this natural thing. Now you're kind of aware of it. It's like it's harder to kind of zone in, especially on any one of them.
Yeah.
There are also other of his paintings around which don't seem to be overshadowed in any way or like hidden, but yeah, they're just around, just in amongst the others. But yeah, it seems like he's been at it for.
And those
for a
other
while.
paintings, the normal ones, are they of any specific places that you might recognise?
I mean, yeah, they're all quite nice, really. They're paintings of the more natural areas of the Drobnar Peaks. He's got quite a few, some more abstract, some more traditional, that are depicting the pools in Keeneth. There's others which are just mountain ranges, quite typical landscape scenery. They're very beautiful. He seems to really be able to capture something in those paintings that others would probably struggle with. Yeah.
Okay.
Were you going to ask something before I finish describing
yeah, it's gone. I was looking up something else and I've gone.
Sure.
Right. Well, he doesn't seem well, but he's here.
And he's feverishly painting. Okay.
How did we break him out of this last time?
I think we hid to the painting. Yeah, might be worth explaining the same thing.
Right.
And
Is there
he's not
anyone-
responding to us being there or reacting at all. No.
Is there anyone else around?
Not in his house, no.
No.
What are you gonna do to
I just want to find out how old he is.
Okay.
Wait, do we know? We can find out his name, right?
I think you already knew his name, but
Yeah.
I don't have it.
His name was Clalmash.
Clalmash.
Clownish. Okay. And is there any chance we could have maybe checked how old he is when we were back at the library?
You just asked him.
Yeah.
Well, he's
just, we can just ask him. We'll take the painting away and we can talk to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna move the painting away
Okay.
from him.
As you do.
Really quickly, what's your name? How old are you?
Okay, thanks. So you take it away, and he kind of, hey, it's good to see you again. Pilana, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. It's good to see you. Are you okay? You seem to be stuck in your painting again.
Yeah, I would say that looking at him, he looks. He doesn't look great.
Okay.
He's like kind of thinner. It seems like he's
In like a couple days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
He seems like
Tired.
slightly. Yeah, he seems very tired.
Okay.
He's lost a bit of his colour. Yeah, he looks a bit ill. Looks kind of, just not fully there.
Dude's been
Yeah.
fucking painting on non-stop.
I
I'm
know.
not surprised.
Yeah. He's got one buff arm.
And that's not from painting.
He doesn't actually have any paint.
Jamesy.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome.
Hi, Jamesy.
I might just make some food while we get Jamesy back up to scratch.
Yeah.
I'll just get up as well. No, stealing that bad boy.
Ah.
This thing's fucking horrible.
Is it?
Ah, it's not too good. But they're so bad that those disposable ones are just so fucking good, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're like crack, man.
Yeah, I know. Reminds me of that clip from. It's always some.
How long have you been not vaping for?
Since yesterday.
Oh, fair. Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. Have a look at this now.
Chimichangas are delicious.
Oh, okay.
So good. Oh, I told you. Why would you not want to eat one of these every single day of your life? I mean, they're delicious. They're full of carbs, which is great for a pop. And for cheaper shit.
Oh, well, that's garbage bags filled with them.
Exactly. No restrictions.
No restrictions?
No restrictions.
Oh, I love this. No
Yeah.
restrictions.
Ain't that me? I want you to take a look at that chimichanga.
homogenous
Yeah.
kind of situation.
Uh,
I would say that in terms of the respective to dragons, this is something I think Gesh would recognise more than most, is that the order of the colours also associates with what's generally considered to be
like
the hierarchy of dragons in dragon culture.
Okay.
With
So
what-
going
with
from
what?
sorry,
What being at the top?
Red and gold.
Yeah. Okay. Also, when we were in the library, obviously, the colours of each Dragonborne were also noted down
Yes.
with the details of each person.
Yeah, it's a pattern that Dorwin noticed.
And
Would it go on?
oh no, sorry. Well, I was just going to ask about population size.
Yeah, I was exactly going to say.
Oh,
say,
Drognar Peaks.
Yeah.
to try and categorise
Yeah,
each
how likely it is
colour
that-
and see how many there are of each colour
Mm.
and who's potentially next target. Would that take fucking ages?
I think.
Even with
No, I
Dragonborne?
think with the information you've got at the moment, I think that's like one of the more optimum things you can do is try and identify
Yeah.
who could be next.
Yes.
I mean, to give you an idea, although the population is quite large, that's more because they're long-lived. The actual birth rates are quite low.
Okay, so anyone above the age of 50. Oh, because probably loads of people.
60. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that could be
60.
most of
Well,
them.
no,
Yeah.
I mean, if the birth rates are quite low, that's why there were gaps. You know, there was few enough that there were occasionally gaps. So you'd anticipate maybe with each one, maybe. I mean, to be honest, the maths on this probably just doesn't work out for the population. I'm imagining for Drognar Peaks, but we'll just roll with it because it's a game. But
Roughly, what is the population of Dragonborne Peaks?
well, I don't know because and also if I give you a number, it's like it's going to imply maths which you guys
Fine.
can figure out which is wrong. But I would say that
Fine.
given the fact that there were clearly some years where none of that kind were born because they had to do 2 years,
Yeah.
it means that probably not heaps. You know.
Yeah, because
Maybe-
a couple a year or a few a year.
Yeah, and
They're not going to be all the colours, are they?
there's some years where you might get 3 brass dragons born, and there's some years where you might not have any brass dragons born. You know.
Yeah. So we can work some stuff out.
But you've got to remember as well, like, so the population size here is quite high, but probably wouldn't really apply to this very much, just on the basis that they live so long and no one ever really dies.
Yeah.
They just transform into a different thing or pass on as a spirit when they're like fucking wham old. So
Okay, this is great news.
yeah,
And also, they do each one of them. This is, I think, significant to the list as well. As each one of them, the Dragonborn of the Drognar Peaks, as they get older, they also do become more powerful, right?
yes,
Yeah. So hence why they're probably ending the most powerful souls at the end of the list.
Well, I don't know because like if these guys are getting up to what, like between 50 and 70 basically are the final range, and like that's not necessarily the if there's dragon ones out there which are like hundreds of years old.
Okay, fine.
So to fill you in on some stuff,
Yeah, fill me in.
they have they spoke to Amisha. She told them about a list that she's been trying to track
Oh, yeah?
missing people that she thinks are missing from the
Yeah.
Drognar Peaks. She said she suspects that people are missing once every 2 days.
Okay.
And she's got some gaps in her list. But even without the gaps, Dorwin, with the help of the others, we're trying to figure out if there's any links or patterns because they went to find a census basically of them as individuals. There was no real link around what they do or where they live or anything like that, but there was a link in that the order in which they're taken is cyclical, directly relative to the colour of the Dragonborn in a specific order. And also, they're also going in ascending age. They started off young and the later ones are older.
Alright.
And so they were aiming to get only a year gap between them, but sometimes they've had to do 2. And it seems like that's not intentional because it's kind of random when it's 2.
Okay. Yeah.
So the other thing is that they've taken 45 people, as far as we know, and they need 50 to do their spell thing. So
Alright,
We have 10 days.
these people have still got their head in the sand.
Yeah.
Alright.
100%.
Our plan was to find evidence of their existence and then bring it to the leaders of.
Oh, I think we should find evidence of their existence and probably bring it to the leaders.
Thank God you're
Very
here.
well said. Glad you're on board.
Amisha also mentioned that some people she's spoken to about this, which has eventually landed her in the asylum, is that people will either say that they don't know these people when they actually did, or they say that they saw them recently even though they didn't. So it's like there's some weird effect going on people because she's spoken about these people to people she know them and hasn't seen them for X amount of time and yet are claiming they have. Or do you not know them?
Do you think there's some befuddling going on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or do we reckon that some of them are in on it?
this is it. We don't know who to trust.
I trust no one.
And the other thing was that.
Never trust a Dragonborne.
Oh god. I think that's a racially charged statement.
You know, look around.
Read the room.
So according to the cycle of colours, today is a blue dragon, and the artist that was freaking out the other day is a blue dragon.
Oh, damn.
And we don't know how old he is, but we're gonna find out.
We're in his house right now, about to talk to him.
Alright.
Slash trying to talk to him.
So yeah, what I described before is that those hellish landscape paintings he produced when you guys saw, he's got loads of them all around the room now. And in among some of his normal paintings too are also there, but they're older obviously. They've just snapped him out of his current fervour by removing the painting from him like we did last time.
Oh, yeah.
And he sort of said, but Polana, it's nice to see you, and the rest of you. What are you doing here? Have you come to see my works?
Well,
it's a bit late, isn't it?
we wanted to check on you after the other night. You didn't seem well, and from the looks of it, you don't seem too well at the moment. Are you sure you're okay?
I feel fine.
Well,
I'm a little hungry.
You can't be too careful at your age, which would be.
What's his name?
Clown.
I'm not that old. I'm only 120.
Clown.
Okay, cool.
You look awful.
Whatever do you mean?
You have been in some kind of daze.
Well, I admit that my clothes have a bit of paint on them.
Not bad otherwise.
Polana and I saw you but just a few days ago, and you appeared to have lost considerable weight and look incredibly ill. We worry for your health.
Oh, I'll be fine once I've had something to eat. Would you like to stay for dinner?
What you cooking?
I don't think. No, thank you so much for your.
I'll have some feet.
Of course. You see that he goes and looks in some of his cupboards and things, and a lot of the food that he's got it's kind of gone a bit gross. So he's got some vegetables that are like a bit withered, and he goes, "Oh, perhaps I might go to a tavern tonight. It seems some of my food's gone off."
He looks like hell yeah.
A fine idea.
He said, "I'd love to talk to you more about my works. Would you want to go together? Have you eaten yourselves?"
All right, let's go to the tavern.
Yeah. Right. Let's do it.
So you guys begin walking off to the tavern. On the way, he's just incessantly talking about his artworks and saying how proud he is of his collection and how he really thinks he's producing some of the best work of his life at the moment. He's never felt more in the zone. He's just constantly going on and on about it.
While he's sort of
acute psychosis would do that to you.
while he's like merrily chatting about all this stuff, can we like be communicating through Enoch's psychic mind? And I'm basically asking us to see if he is currently under any kind of because didn't we? I can't remember who it was. Who was it that did the like detect magic thing? And
I did that on the other lady.
did you do that? Maybe
There was like a hint of something.
Yeah.
It wasn't like overpowering. Right?
Yeah, but I got the impression it was a bit dangerous to do that.
Oh.
Oh, because you actually have to like vocalise it or something, do you?
Well, so yeah, I mean, you can't, depending on the components of the spell, you can't do it without it being particularly noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was just like chilling outside, so it wasn't like.
So I think you cast the spell outside and then went in and she was asleep, and yeah, you detected this kind of strange magic which didn't
But I didn't
conform
recognise
to-
it. Yeah.
No. Also, just as an aside, shall we maybe say that when you're not like sneaking or doing anything that's like missiony or combat, should we just say that you can communicate freely, and then when the stakes are a bit higher, we'll go back to normal mechanics?
Sure.
Just in situations like
I thought
this.
we already agreed that.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Oh, we might. I don't know.
I
I think that's
because
just.
technically we can't talk to each other.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
through Enoch, so we've sort of been like oh,
I thought we
Oh,
already said that.
he
Yeah.
has a limit on 3 connections.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
4. Oh, okay, fine. Alright, never mind.
He's maintaining 1 with Amisha.
But that's only within a mile.
Oh yeah.
And I think we're
we
a mile away now.
said that on your behalf. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
miss you the child because she was asking us to keep in touch. So we said that you were doing it.
How's it going, Misha?
I mean, here in Lyrith, you're further than a mile away.
Okay.
Right.
Fuck you then.
Bye, Amisha.
And last time we spoke to Valmash, he didn't realise that his work was any different to what he normally produced. Valmash, can I ask? You said that you're kind of really in the zone at the moment. Can I ask how long you feel like you've been producing these works, these top end works?
Yes, yes. I've always been proud of the work I do, of course, but recently I just feel like a fire's been lit inside me, and I can just do more than I ever could. I've been. Let me see. It was around the hang on. Yeah, he says it was around the start of the summer, I think, that I really started to produce my best stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And around that time, did you happen to meet anyone new, or did anything extraordinary, kind of out of the ordinary, happen?
No, I mean, I believe I started seeing the Drovnar Peaks in a new and more beautiful light. I gained even further appreciation for something that I thought I understood completely, but, well, it turns out I just scratched the surface.
You saw the Dragonborne Peaks in a more beautiful light, you said?
Well, yes, certainly.
Well,
I
how
hope you can see my
come?
paintings.
Well, we have. I'm very interested in them. I'm a purveyor of all things fine and beautiful. And I did have one question though. You said you saw the Dragonborne Peaks in a more beautiful light, yet all your paintings are of death and destruction.
Oh, I can't believe. Maybe it's something for that outsiders just see it differently to me, but no, it's anything but. It's spectacular splendor. I'm sure that while death occurs in the hills, to me they're nothing but beautiful.
They literally are all hellscapes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what's
Okay.
this big? So what's that big fireball then?
Well, I mean, you guys
Oh, you
would
would
the
have
tavern,
that.
but yeah.
Also, he doesn't see them.
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
fireballs.
And when you've shown
Yeah,
others
Enoch
your
doesn't
paintings,
understand
have
that.
they
He's
also?
Sorry, can you say that again?
No worries. And when you've shown others of this area your paintings, have they remarked any of the comments that we've said, or are they agreeing with you that they are just beautiful?
Your interesting outlooks are completely unique to me. Everybody else celebrates them much the way I do.
And have you spoken to anyone else who's had a similar experience this summer? Experiencing new beauty, where they've never seen it before.
Booty. New
That's a
booty.
Hell
booty.
yeah!
Yes, there's been a few people around Lyrith who have seemed to have had some kind of inspiration to strike them much the way I have. I say, this is my favourite tavern, we'll head in here, and you guys go in and get sat around a table, and he says, after a minute, he says, yes, as I was saying, yes, there's many people who are experiencing much the same thing I am. It's really quite a wonderful time for the Dragonborne Peaks. Creativity's blossoming like it never has before.
And are there any specific individuals that you could talk to us about that have had this similar inspiration?
There's a few, but there's one artist I particularly admire at the moment. There's a sculptor by the name of Durkel. The work he produces are, well, I don't normally say this, but they're as good, if not even better than mine. A completely different medium, of course, so it's not comparable, but
Nonetheless, they're stunning to behold.
That's quite a statement.
Mm. Yes, he's a fantastic craftsman.
And what are his sculptures of?
He's created they're slightly abstract, but they depict, at least the way I see it, the different sections of the Drovnar peaks, but layered in 9 distinct layers, each of which include a different element of the Drovnar peaks, whether it be the beauty, the longevity of our people, the compassion of our people. It's quite spectacular.
And I'll just say slyly to the rest of them, anyone else know of anything that has 9 layers to it?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, Dorwin, I'll bet you
Not comforting.
Indeed. I am an eternal optimist, but on this time I do share Dorwin's pessimism regarding this whole confusing situation.
And is this mine, or are you just doing it on the shot? At this, he just says, "What's so funny?"
I just say, it's just we're outsiders. We've got so much to learn about the Drovnar Peaks. Some of your customs seem strange to us and almost comical, but yet beautiful at the same time.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. I'm glad that you will get to experience this for the first time. So much of us grow up with it and are so used to it, but to see it with a fresh, new pair of eyes, well, it must be quite an experience.
I think we should leave.
Tell us, Clamash, do you sell your paintings, or would you have any that you'd be willing to part with? I'm very much an admirer of your work.
He says, I am trying to create a bit of a collection. I wish to display them, but I can spare 1 or 2 if you wish to take them and share them with the wider world once you leave.
Yes, I'd love to have one in my possession and spread the word of Great Clowmesh of the Drovnar Peaks, if that were.
Oh, you flatter me. I'm not worthy of such praise, but if you want to do that, I would graciously accept.
Excellent. I'll take one off you later.
Wonderful. And with that, you guys hawk down your meal.
Is he eating?
Yeah, he's like, well, he's eating quite a lot. Yeah, he's like a hungry boy.
Just out of curiosity, somebody told me about a Dragonborne I have to meet. Do you know a Dragonborne called Asida?
Who is this person?
Just a person on the list.
Oh, on the list.
Is it the last
I just
one?
want to say it, yeah.
Is it the most recent person?
Yeah.
She says, I know the name. I think she may have been a farmer. Yes, she is a farmer. Yes, if you head to Wona, speak to Frockeran, he'll point you in the right direction.
Oh, amazing, thank you. Cool. Shall we go and buy this painting then?
Yeah. Don't need to buy it. Just take it.
Oh, well, let's go get it.
Yeah.
So I'll say that maybe
Would you, Clowmash, would you mind accompanying us to meet with, what was her name?
Asida.
Asida. Maybe you could, come, you could just be present while we meet with Frockeran as well.
he says, yes.
It wouldn't take up too much of your evening. You could get back to your beautiful
By the time you go
paintings.
tomorrow, it's super late.
Oh, is it really
Yeah,
late?
Yeah, 11 or something. He says,
Day of the world in a balance. Yeah, alright, let's have a night off.
you're not just not going to sleep until you figure it all out. Yeah.
Yes.
He says, I really would like to get back to my painting, but in the morning I suppose I could have a quick trip. It's been a while since I've been to Wonet. Perhaps I'll find some more inspiration there.
Perfect. We'll drop by in the morning and pick it up.
Would you mind if we stayed with you this evening?
Of course. I'd welcome it.
Thank you. That's very kind of you to extend your offer of hospitality.
Throughout the rest of the night, he kind of continues getting a few more drinks and stuff, and just really kind of boring you with incessant harping on about his works and paintings. Very self-involved chap, it seems. And then when you get back to his, he just continues, and you're sort of, wanting to go to bed and everything, but he's continuing talking. He's pretty drunk now. You've had a few drinks yourself, but kind of more slower. And after a little while, you're able to turn in, and it's quite late by this point.
Gesh will have at some point tried to. I probably would have pulled Enoch to one side, or actually no, I would have just psychic mind communication between us to say that I suggest that we take shifts and we guard, because he is potentially our next target, and we need to be ready on hand for any abduction that may take place.
I think he might be too old to be the blue dragon that we're looking for, which does mean that there will be another.
Oh, is he?
Tonight, yeah, I think he said it was 120.
Oh fuck!
What's the age gap between them as they go up?
1 or 2 years.
One year, occasionally 2.
Okay, got you.
So we think they're in 60.
Okay.
In the night. I mean, maybe you do this anyway. It's just kind of part of your natural ritual. He shows you to. He's got a couple of different rooms. You see that there's one with a cobbled floor upstairs, and you opt to sleep in that one
Oh yeah.
to avoid your thorns.
Right.
We've not sleeping.
When you're sort of taking your shifts, I'll do it. How many are there of us? 5.
Yeah.
5 did it.
So Dorwin, during your shift, you're just sat, obviously not necessarily watching him, but just kind of in your room, kind of looking through in his room, just making sure that he's kind of still there and looking around a bit. You notice that he starts kind of thrashing around a bit and speaking in these strange tongues again that Enoch had mentioned he'd heard. I would say, 1 second. I just need to double check something before I say it. You remind me what languages you speak?
Common, Draconic, Druidic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Gnomish, Goblin, Halfling, Orc, Undercommon.
Okay, so you don't know what he's saying, but you recognise the language just from having heard it spoken. It's sometimes you have to say it's part of some of your more unusual spells. You recognise the language as infernal. You don't know what he's saying though.
Do you speak it?
No.
Oh, okay.
After thrashing around for a bit, you see that he kind of gets up out of bed and begins heading downstairs, and immediately takes out his palette and continues painting all his paintings. And keep in mind, down here it's completely dark. Can't see a thing. You obviously got dark vision, but yeah, he can't see anything.
But he's still managing to paint.
Vision, right?
Dragonborne's not dark vision.
Oh, do you not?
Oh,
you've got the glasses, yeah.
Interesting. And he just goes and paints.
Yeah, he's painting away. You can see him. Obviously, for you it's grayscale, but you can see him.
And what he's painting, is it
It's
is
a
it any
landscape.
is it any different because he's in the dark, or no?
No, he's still doing the same sort of things.
Got
yeah.
Style of paintings.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What time is this?
It would probably work out to be about 4 in the morning.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, fair. Weird.
So Dorwin, you kind of followed him, and as you come downstairs, you kind of initially sneakily watching him, you kind of realise that he's not even noticing you as you're being a bit more obtuse.
Yeah,
Kind
sure.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, weird, alright. I guess I'll stay on my watch watching him. Who's next up on the watch?
So I'd say there's maybe 20 minutes left of your watch. Gets to about 5, and I guess if we're doing it in that order, it would be Rudy next. Yeah.
Sure. We are expecting
Come-
Rudy
yeah.
what's happened, when she gets up.
Right, this is weird.
Just one by one, we're like, that's a bit weird.
Right, it's clear that he's having these visions, regardless of who or where he is.
Hmm.
And I think he can see something about this place that we can't.
Do you have detect thoughts?
Yes.
I wonder if you could peer into his mind for a moment, see if we can understand anything about what's going through his.
I'm very happy to try. I'm worried that if it's the same language that he's garbling, I won't be able to understand it.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, let's give it a go.
Do you still have the Ring of Understanding thing?
Yeah. That's for language.
Yeah, no, it's for text, but yeah.
Oh, it has to be written.
Yeah.
Who has it?
I've got it.
Could you just write down what you're saying, please?
Okay, do you want to give that a go, do you?
Yeah.
Right, I'll just check any word, just make sure the wording's right. You can use one. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't know you could do that.
Which thing?
You can also use the spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. It's pretty handy.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. So, I mean, it's part of the same spell.
Sure, yeah.
In that case,
Is
just
it?
let us know, because I was also wondering if like anyone's snuck by and hexed him,
Yeah.
or if it's just he's already imbued with this.
So this, I mean, the spell can penetrate barriers, but 2 feet of rock, 2 inches of any metal other than lead, or a thin sheet of lead blocks you. Can't detect a creature with intelligence of 3 or lower, or one that doesn't speak any language. Once you detect the presence of a creature in this way, you can read its thoughts for the rest of the duration as described above, even if you can't see it, but it must still be within range. So basically, it's contested by a wisdom saving throw, which he will unknowingly do. What is he going to be? He's failed. So you begin casting the spell. What does it look like when you're casting detect thoughts? What are you doing? What are the components?
That's one of them.
Vocal, somatic. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, what does it look like for you?
So there's a little copper ring, like a pirate doubloon thing in my hair. So I take that and start sort of like shaving sparks off it. I don't have a knife. With something.
With a... Well, you whittle and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I haven't really thought of that. I have a little knife. It's
Yeah.
cheating.
Yeah.
Bone shard.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Maybe you've got a bone knife.
But it's a bone knife. Yeah, and with this, and as the sort of sparks fly.
Okay, cool. And so you master these incantations as these sparks fly and they drift around the room as you begin to say things. I wonder if you detect Dawn's thoughts a little bit.
It's fucking amateur magic over here.
And you find that the moment that you penetrate his mind, you witness a physical form just for a kind of split second, like a strobe flash of this kind of tall, lanky person. But you know, they're quite strong. They've got their face and body wrapped in these heavy chains which are barbed and spiked. You can see they're cutting into its own flesh as kind of blood is pouring out of it. It's got these very dark, evil, demonic eyes that you feel like they stare right into your soul, and you're just bombarded with this wave of infernal curses, basically. Not curses like casting a spell on you, curses like insulting you.
Okay.
You don't know what they're saying, but it is offensive nonetheless. Like it's like I feel like
excuse me.
It hurts. It pours into all these
internal
parts of you.
levels.
Yeah.
And you feel the chains on this person kind of lurch out towards you as they're trying to attack you, and just as they do, your connection is just through your own aversion is severed.
Yeah.
And you kind of find yourself like panting, like kind of shaken.
So was this an image I had in my head, or is it something I felt in the room that I'm standing in?
It was what's in your head. So this is essentially what's in his head.
Yeah.
As well, there's this individual. It would also be on the back, like the backdrop of the area that this creature was in.
Yeah.
Is very much akin to the paintings that you're witnessing.
Okay. Okay.
It's just you two awake still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God. Right. There's something awful in his head that he's being cursed or tormented, or there's some hellscape in there. I couldn't understand anything he was saying, but it's horrific. I think we need to wake the others.
Okay. Do you think we should break him from his trance?
If we can.
In case you want to see what you saw.
Yeah.
Or it's this guy.
Oh, that's very cool. Oh my God, that's cool. Okay.
Enoch was going to paint him a star shrine.
In his mind.
No.
How are you
Just
going
like
to
a-
do that?
He's in a trance.
He's not painting that.
On the guy.
Oh, on the guy. Oh, right. Fortunately, Enoch's asleep. So that's enough derailing for now.
Right.
I'll go up and rouse the others.
Mhm.
Like, guys, we've got a bit of a problem.
Oh, well, what's up doing?
The this guy's seeing something really weird.
He's mental? Alright.
When I did that to him, did the man react at all?
If Palana doesn't do it, Gesh is going to go straight downstairs and move the canvas out of the way.
Yeah.
As you do, he goes, oh my. Gesh, what time is it, my friend?
It's about 5 a.m.
It's always strange when the inspiration hits, isn't it? You just got to go and paint.
Even while you were asleep.
He says, it's not unusual. I've always woken up in the night knowing that I've got some idea or something I need to change about the works. Yes.
The obstinacy of these Dragonbornes is quite something to behold, I've got to say. Gesh, I apologise. I understand now where you get it from.
Through this psychic connection, I'm going to say to the others, is it worth me, after I'm assuming they've explained everything that's happened to us, is it worth me trying to cast Remove Curse on Kalamash? It sounds very much like he might be under some kind of curse.
Yeah, I think anything's worth trying at this point.
Okay.
I think when he's under it might be rather painful in a way for him. If we can rid him of this, he might come to see some sense and possibly aid us.
Yeah. With that, I'm going to turn to Kalamash and just say, Kalamash, I fear that you still haven't received as much rest as you need. You're still looking very weary. If you wouldn't mind, would you permit me to cast a healing spell on you?
Oh, I didn't see what for, but if you think it might help me, I don't see why not. You seem kind of hard.
Cool. All right, and then I'll cast Remove Curse.
I'm a paladin. I do paladin things.
So as you cast the, can you tell me what you do?
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it somewhat depends on how successful it is. But just with that, I'm going to kind of go forwards and just lay my hands. I'm going to withdraw the spike in my hand. And I'm going to lay my hands. Lay my kind of fingers on his temples, and I'll just start muttering, perhaps in silver.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. Start muttering in Sylvan under my breath, and you'll see this kind of white light start to ebb down my hands towards him.
As I would say, as the light reaches your hands and passes through him, he immediately recoils as you can feel that instead of the normal effect of you being able to pull something out of somebody, you actually feel your hands get painfully hot.
Okay.
And you burnt his face. And he goes, and there's this kind of, and he goes, ah! He starts saying, he goes, what did you do to me? What? I think you should leave now. He goes, ow! I thought you said this was a healing spell.
I'm so sorry, Kalamash. I genuinely meant you no harm.
Get out! Get out! Let me return to my works.
I fear that you are in danger. I fear that you have a curse on you, and that is why I attempted to heal you.
I won't be having any of this. I'll be speaking to Loricon in the morning. I suggest you leave.
Please be calm, and I try and put my hands up.
As you do, he steps back and he says, I don't know what it is about you outsiders. I thought you meant well. I thought you were... I don't know what you just did to me, but you need to go.
And I'll say, I truly, again, I apologise, and hopefully in time you will come to see that we are doing nothing but trying to aid you. But with that, we will leave you to your peace.
You see that as well. He begins dabbling around with his as he kind of turns to get you guys to leave. He kind of dabbles around with his paints a bit, and you see that the paintbrush is actually glowing, and he begins painting his own face. And you see that the burns kind of start to heal slightly as he's doing so.
Is he cognizant, or has
Yeah,
he
yeah.
gone back into his
No.
trance?
He seems free with it. He's not doing his painting. He's just kind of tending to himself.
As we leave.
No. We're not leaving yet.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I was gonna communicate through to everybody, and say, should we hold them down, and try the curse properly, remove the curse properly.
I don't see what difference that would make.
It seems like it's.
He was willing, and there was.
It seems like it's beyond our skills as healers. Not saying anything. It seems like magical curses that we are not able to lift. I think that it might be wise to talk to Loricon and try and find as many blue dragons that match the age profile. Surely there can't be more than 5 or 10 blue dragons of the relevant age. I reckon we should post outside and see if we can catch whoever is taking them in the act. It seems like we're getting short of time and perilously close to whatever hellscape this poor deluded artist is envisioning becoming a reality. I think we've done as much as we can here.
I think you're right. Should we head? Well, it's morning now. Should we head back to the archives and find the census? It seems like there'll be a bronze dragon being taken in 2 days.
1 day now.
Yeah.
This morning.
Yeah, true.
It's the 11th.
Yeah, so tomorrow. Yeah.
As we leave, can Enoch try and swipe some magical healing paint?
I mean, yes, you can.
He's already mad at us.
But I would say, do a sleight of hand anyway, just to give it a go.
Is there is it just on his easel in his hand, or his palette, or is there
I'll do a slight fourth wall break because I know that Enoch probably wouldn't know this, but maybe I don't know. Maybe.
But Enoch's an idiot.
Yeah,
so,
no, I know.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not. I don't think the paint's magic, but Enoch does.
Sure. Yeah. So you get the. I mean, yeah. It's not magical. He is magical.
That's okay.
Everyone here is magical.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you look around, you give me a sleight of hand, and you identify the most magical looking paint that you can see.
23.
23, yeah. So you see this kind of particularly shiny, glittery paint.
Yeah.
You see it's
Fucking
He already
magpie.
takes some paint from us.
it's very bags of paint.
I think I took some paint from the same guy.
You see this it was the same colour that he was using and stuff, but it's kind of got these little flecks of iridescent sparkles in them. That's the one.
Yeah.
Take a little pot out of this bit.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
A mini painting pot.
Yeah.
And stash it. And
You
think,
just I just
give me an investigation. No, give me a perception using a sense. Oh, if you've rolled that, roll it.
17.
17. Takes paint.
Paint. Yeah.
I feel like that would have been my answer regardless. Unless you got like a below a 5, in which case I would say it tastes like magical.
Can I quickly try and convince Gesh to have some?
You can ask him.
Hey Gesh, you reckon this paint's magic? He's seems to be healing himself with it.
I don't want to have anything.
Okay, so
Suit yourself, Gesh.
Why don't you try it? You know?
I already have.
okay, so so dawn's beginning to break. The sun hasn't risen over the mountains, but the effect of its light is still present. You can see it kind of casting these rays along the tops of the buildings, kind of the shadow of the mountains. You can see depicted on the structures and in the backdrop of the valley. But otherwise, yeah, it's a new day. What are we up to?
So we need to we should go and speak to Froparan about Obsidia, but also I'd just like to, at some point today, check with, what's her name, Amish, a girl?
Elabris. Oh, Amisha.
Amisha, about this painting. She seems to have some sort of resilience to whatever confounding charm has spread over Drovnar. I wonder if perhaps she could see the painting like we do, and if so, we could maybe find out what's different about her and why this spell hasn't affected her like it has the others. Perhaps in learning the difference we could find out their method of infiltration.
I think that's a sensible idea, Dorwin. Seems like we should split up to try and accomplish our many goals. The way I see it, we've got the census to try and prevent any more souls being lost. We've got the investigation of why these people are so fucking stupid. And not listening to me, which is baffling to me.
Okay, so who wants to head out to the farmland?
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, okay.
That was my idea. I guess to get him to come to get Clamash to come along with us. But
That
we've
bridge might have burned.
burned that bridge, haven't we?
I've got to burn the house.
In the meantime then, I'll pass by the library and make note of all potential upcoming victims over the next few days, and then take the painting to Amisha.
Be wary, Dorwin, that when you go to Amisha and you show her the painting, there may be a chance that she becomes entranced.
Well, that would be enlightening as well.
Indeed.
I just want to say, guys, if we're going to split up, it sounds like the artist is going to report us in the morning. So there's every chance that these people are going to turn against us quite soon.
Don't worry, I'll smooth things over with Laura Ken.
There is also a good chance that Clamash he's already been entranced again and has no recollection of our interaction whatsoever.
That would be
He won't be leaving his house. He won't be leaving his house, and he'll be continuing to madly paint.
Absolutely.
Maybe let's just lock his door to be safe.
Alright,
And
let's
with
just
that,
kill
Enoch
them.
gets his chisel out and just fucking busts through the lock.
Okay.
Oh, I just put my movable rod over the door.
Okay.
Guaranteed we're forgetting to take that down and we starve to death.
What kind of life?
Yeah.
It's fine, he's got some moggy paper.
Okay. So, so you're going to the thing, to the library. You guys are going to Elabris, are you? Or to Amisha, rather?
I think me and Enoch
You're-
are going to the library.
Yeah,
I'm going to
probably
go
guys
to the.
And you're
I'm
gonna go to
gonna
the farm.
to find out the census.
And you're gonna go to
That's
Amisha
what
separately.
Enoch's drawn to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon if they're farmers, they'll be up early, so you can go to them now. Amisha probably not until later, so we'll go library while they do that.
Mhm.
And then maybe they can join us for Amisha,
Mhm.
depending on timing.
And so we're going to look for the last abductee.
So yeah,
list.
it is
Information.
Farmer?
Information of them.
person.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we do the? I'll start with one thing in the library and then we'll go to the farm.
do that. Yeah, cool.
Should we do the farm first? I'm feeling. I've literally run in.
I'm just going to do a quick thing,
sure.
and then we'll cut back to the farm because they're
Yeah,
going to be a while
It's
doing
too
this. So I just wanted to say something that basically. So while you're in this and you're going through the senses and looking through things, really you find that Dorwin seems to be.
Me and
Rudy's
Doris.
coming to the farm.
Yeah, yeah.
Rudy's coming to the farm.
Okay, that's it. That's even more fitting for what I was planning then. So you find after a minute or so, well not after a minute, after like maybe 20 minutes or so, it seems like Dorwin's kind of doing it himself, sort of thing. Like there's not a lot for you to.
Well, that's exactly what Enoch's doing.
Yeah, so you begin kind of looking around at these old
dicks on random pages.
With
sparkling
pain.
Yeah, you kind of say, you sort of say,
Little goblin dicks.
Yeah.
You sort of
Massive.
say, you know,
Out of proportion to my body.
sort of say, no, it's alright. Sort of say, Dorwin up. I'm just gonna go have a little look around, and you see that he's just kind of like, you know, furrowing in his work.
Yeah, I'm skulking.
And so you're there with the loads that kind of wandering around the area, looking at all these books, thinking, "Fucking hell!" And you find that in your skulking, your natural skulkiness leads you to basically an archway with quite dark stone steps in the kind of far side of the library. It's kind of sectioned away, and you go down, and it's not lit in here. It's completely dark, and you're heading down. You're looking around. And
Enoch gets abducted.
This looks like a place which isn't regularly walked. It's kind of colder in here than other places.
Restricted section.
At the end of this corridor.
I turn into a bat.
Okay.
Sure. Also, like, you know, be more sneaky.
All right. There's no one around.
Don't care.
All right. So you turn into a bat and you're fluttering around. Hope you don't have to do that again later. I'm joking. And you see at the end of the corridor, there's these quite large stone doors, and on it you can see that there's the 10 different colours of dragon along the door, and the door is covered in these heavy chains with various locks kind of scattered all over it.
Okay.
And with that, I'll pause you there. You go do your thing. You do your thing.
Can I say what I'm going to do?
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to use my potion of gaseous form to slide underneath the door.
On his own.
As a bad.
So I'm gonna give you a little inkling in what it's like to DM stuff, because in my mind I'm thinking, oh, you know, kind of magical permanently sealed door stuff, but rule of cool. Yeah! But if you're gonna waste a potion on it, you got to be able to get in there.
Also, no takes backs, but how long's that potion last?
I can think
20 seconds.
Oh, yeah, he's just stuck. And Enoch just disappeared. And we can't speak to him because of the magical barrier.
An hour. You got your mind link, to be fair.
What, even behind a magical barrier?
It's psychic, mate. It's a different plane. Yeah.
I want him to get fucked.
Dorwin decides to go for a 2-mile walk in
That
that
is
direction.
such a fucking comical end to Enoch.
By his own arrogance, thinking that he was.
I can talk to like
Anyone.
Yeah.
I can just say like, you know, Larkin, hey, can you get me please? How did I get here?
I don't know. It's just a gaseous form. Okay, so
I haven't broken any locks. I've just teleported here.
we'll
Wow,
revisit
like you all do.
Yeah. Oh no.
So I was practicing a spell and ended up it. All right, yeah, you go sort your shit out. We'll go to the farm.
Yeah,
So,
nice. Sorry guys.
um,
Oh, that was cool.
I can't believe I slayed him. So you guys ask someone nearby to teleport you over to Wonet.
Yeah.
And you emerge. This is quite far from everywhere else, basically. You can kind of see a lot of the buildings in Jognar Peaks in the distance.
Well, it's a farm, isn't it?
And you can see there's these various huts, very, very spread out, and fields of different plants and grains. It's quite like a, it's quite like a permacultural approach to farming, where they kind of grow all sorts homogenously. They don't necessarily have these big swathes of just grain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
vegetables and fruit and grains all kind of growing in and around each other.
And Frockeran is here. Is that
He will be
Yeah.
around, so it's a very large area. And there's a number of huts around, and you can see that there's people in the morning casting spells on the plants and wandering around doing all sorts of bits and bobs. You eventually do spot Frockeran far in the distance. You see he's kind of stood with his hands on his hips. He's got the sunlight just sort of washing over him at this point. You see he looks very at peace as he's looking over his hard work and his lands.
What colour is he?
He's red.
He's a big yoked red boy.
He's a big giant
Have we
guy.
met him before?
Yeah. He
Okay.
was the guy who, remember when you first arrived and he seemed really scary but was actually very jolly.
Okay.
Okay.
He's like fucking 8 foot massive guy. He's very, very old, but what you might have mentioned to him in the past is that the what was the name of the thing? Oh no, come on. Bars in the way. Get out of here.
Bars away.
Okay. Yes, Zen Lab. So the Zen Lab, which is when
yeah.
they get old enough and wise enough, they eventually begin transforming. He's basically said he doesn't want to do that.
Okay.
He likes being this big. That's part of the reason he's so massive is because he's just kind of still growing and
He just kept growing.
He just loves all this shit so much. He doesn't want to become a different entity.
And he'll then happily, he will just turn into a spirit when the time is.
Yeah, when he feels like his time is used up. He goes to the Undying Lands. So he's sort of stood there, and you see he detects your presence from far away.
Can we sort of like wave?
He turns and he just kind of looks over, and you see him just go. And he it's kind of weird because it seems like he just takes a few steps, but in those steps he kind of like zooms closer and closer towards you.
Oh, does he not teleport?
Well, he could probably can if he wants, but
Yeah,
he likes to feel his legs move a bit. And as he comes close, he holds out his arms in like a very friendly gesture, and he goes, "Ah, welcome! I was wondering when you'd come to Wonet."
He just scoops up all three of us and gives us a big hug.
Hello there. Yeah. It's wonderful to see you, Frockeran. Frockeran. We came here to talk to you. Actually, we really would like to meet a friend of yours, Asida. Have you seen her?
Oh yes. She was working the farm just the other day. I haven't seen her today though. Why don't you sample some of the fruits of our labours? And he kind of reaches down, kind of bends all the way down, and you see he plucks quite a small strawberry in between his claws, and he pops it in your hand, Gesh. And he says, "Well, help yourselves," and begins harvesting a few more into his hands and pops one into his own mouth before handing them out to the rest of you.
I'm imagining as he because of the size of him, I'm imagining as he picks them, they look tiny, but then actually when he puts it in my hand, that's just quite big.
We like this breakfast.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fresh from the Drovnar Peaks. There's some top tier veg that.
When did this person disappear away?
So this was on the 6th, so 5 days ago.
5 days. Okay. Sorry, just back to your friend. You saw them the other day. You said. Do you know how long ago that was?
Did you say yesterday?
Yes. He didn't see them yesterday.
He
says, I think day before last, they were working the farms. Yes.
Okay. And they seemed fine when you saw them?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Working as hard as ever. She's got a real panache for squashes and pumpkins and the like. It's getting to that season, so she's been sowing her seeds.
She sounds great. Did you talk to her?
I don't believe so. No.
Alright, it's really important that we talk to her. Could you point out where she lives?
We'd really like to see.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a farmer now.
Trying to blend in. Of course, I can't see why she'd be anywhere else other than our cabin. It's not but a mile or so that way.
Do you think it's strange at all that you haven't seen her today or yesterday? Does she often miss work, if you call it work?
She loves working here. She's out here most days, I would say. 2 days is a little strange, I would admit. Yes.
Okay. And you said just over there, did you?
Yes. What is it about Obsidia that's so interesting?
Oh well, we were talking.
We were
about-
hoping to get some tips on how to grow some squashes.
Oh, well, you've gone to the right, you've sought out the right person.
Excellent. Well, we're going to head over there.
Thanks.
Oh,
for
also,
listening.
just for the hell of it, do you want to give me a deception?
Sure.
I was going to say,
I was
we
thinking
need to
earlier
do, we
on I
need to
probably
do that.
needed to as well. when
Uh,
I was
yeah,
like,
you're
lying.
Can we do it with advantage? 'Cause we're all.
Yeah, you're trying. He's in denial as well, obviously. Oh, you got a creme brulee.
I got a dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Yeah.
Nice. There's an on that. I like that. Okay, yeah, he's happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, you guys begin quite a nice walk really through these various patches of growing, sprawling vines, giant leaves and fruits hanging from branches and trees, small orchards you pass through.
Gesh is going to take to Dragos and just gently fly above it all and take it all.
Yeah, nice. See, Dragos kind of varies. Sometimes it goes lower down amongst some of the crops, and at other points it goes higher up, and you can get a wider view of the plethora of colours and plants growing throughout the landscape.
As beautiful as it is, Gesh kind of isn't really paying much attention to it because of how important it is that we need to get to this.
As we sort of come close to the hut, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Let me think. Magic.
Magic.
Yeah. No. So you go into the hut. You see it's kind of even more simple than a lot of others. It's just one room. It's got a bed and a desk and various storage cupboards and barrels, and you see that on the table there's like a notebook which is mapping out when she needs to plant different crops and when she needs to harvest others, and just keep an eye on all that kind of stuff. You see that for the days that she's been not working are days, according to the notebook, where she should have been doing certain tasks and hasn't been, supposedly. But otherwise, there's nothing in here really that's drawing your attention.
No. Okay.
Well, we'll pick up the notebook and go back to Frogman.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Sorry, check the notebook for the day that she disappeared. There wasn't anything, or like the days leading up to that. There wasn't anything specifically.
Within, as in you flick through it and have a
Yeah.
look and stuff. It all seems pretty standard. Yeah, there's nothing.
Just a schedule when to plant stuff, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. And a few little notes about
Mm.
veg and stuff like that, but nothing particularly notable.
And are there houses like nearby, next door? Kind of
The closest one's maybe 100 metres away or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it worth us potentially talking to the neighbours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll head over to the closest house.
Okay. So in there you meet a let's go with a silver Dragonborne. This is a female Dragonborne. She seems also quite well built. You see that she's currently kind of churning up some earth with with a rake and a hoe outside her house on her little patch. And as she sees you approach, she says, she looks up and kind of waves to you and begins talking in this ancient Draconic language that you don't quite understand. And then seeing that you guys are a little bit like, not quite, she kind of thinks for a minute and she says, it's good, nice.
Yes.
That's too.
Nice to meet you too. Yes. Sorry to trouble you. We were looking after your neighbour. What's her name again?
Cedar.
A cedar.
Obsidian, is it?
Oh, was that a B?
Mm-hmm.
No, I thought it was a weird curly H.
Oh.
Obsidian.
You see that she's not really following it when you say obsidian. She goes, obsidian. Yes.
Seeing that there's still a bit of a language barrier, could I try and ask the same question in Draconic?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And just...
Okay, you see she kind of goes, and with this, it seems that she can speak a little bit of Draconic.
Yeah.
Not her primary language, so it's still a bit, not too
But bridges the
bang
gap
on,
a bit
bridges the
better.
gap a bit, she said. And you sort of say, talking to you is you're looking yes for Obsida.
Obsida, indeed. When was the last time you saw her?
I see her yesterday.
Yesterday. How was she?
Well, her crop is strong, very strong. She work hard.
Big farmers.
I don't know what else to say to her.
Where did you see him?
Yeah, where was she?
She work on her plot, a little plot of land there.
And where is she today?
I've not seen Obsida today. No, not seen her today.
We really must see her.
I thought you were going to.
We're very interested to learn.
Oh,
We're very interested to learn how to grow squashes.
Went for shit.
I like squash. I
Yes.
tell you. If weather too cold, you must not practice the sowing the seed. It will not thrive correctly. You need to give it love and attention on
If
the
you'll
right.
excuse me, I just need to step up.
I'm gonna go poke around the crops.
Yeah, sure. And she continues like this.
And like you guys are like asking, I'm like, she's just teaching us how to grow squashes. And I'm like, please continue. You know? And I'm like to you guys while she's talking to me, I'm like, what should we say to?
No, I sincerely have left.
Oh, you have actually like.
Yeah.
To investigate.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else?
No, just please thank her for her advice, and we should take it into consideration.
We're gonna go grow some squash.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Your crop is also very strong.
She says, yes, thank you. And as you guys like say farewell and time to leave, she says, but about the pumpkins. What would you say to that? But to grow good pumpkin.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, you wished. Well, it's your fault if you grow squash, but not pumpkin. With that, she goes back to her job.
And I'd bow and gesture and give her a big smile. You know,
It's coming B on the conversation.
And then if you plant the
Okay.
farewell.
Oh, actually, before we go, do you happen to know where she was 6 days ago, 5 days ago?
Speaking to
You.
as in, but like
But you
through me
through
too.
you.
Yeah.
she says, yes, 6 days ago she spent more time in hut than normal, but she still came out to work.
What sort of time did you see her come out?
I saw her come about the time sun is highest.
Does she know that they're missing, or does she still think they're here?
Everyone still
thinks she's
Yeah,
here.
sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all acting normally.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
saw her in the last couple of days but didn't speak to her.
We did a once over of her house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't
I
find
picked up the notebook and that was it.
Please, can the paint be this?
The fuck is that? What is that? Oh, it's like a magical item.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not a magical item.
I wanted marvellous pigments.
Okay, with that we'll just probably head back, right?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and with that I say, squashes and pumpkins. Goodbye.
She goes, actually,
Yes.
Can we get her to teleport us? Just so we don't have
Yeah.
to travel like that.
Yeah.
Shall we get into the library?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
Unless we want to chill here and ask more people, but
Yeah,
it seems like
No,
it just
I
seems
think
like
we've got all the
everyone's gonna have the
husbandry
same.
knowledge that we need.
Everyone's just gonna assume she's fine and she's around.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that they've seen her in the last 3 days.
Well,
Or seen
they
her.
say
Yeah, exactly.
they've seen her, yeah.
Whatever this enchantment is, runs deep.
And there's no trace of it either, which is also alarming.
Okay.
Teleport back to the library.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go back in time. You just snuck into this area.
Sure. I think I'd have said to Dorwin as I was going through, like, Dorwin, I've found somewhere
Yeah. No.
Somewhere what?
weird.
Okay.
I said, yes, be careful, Enoch.
Yeah, so don't think about it. I love that. Yeah, like I've got books.
Okay, so you, in this area you see that it's incredibly dark. It's a lot smaller than the library. There's also the, I'm not sure if you were there when I described the library before, but it's kind of pretty eclectic. Just these stone like piles and shelves and stuff around them. There wasn't so many big wooden shelves.
Wood or carved of stone?
Yeah.
All stone?
Yeah. In here,
Like carved out of the rock or like in the middle of the room?
so it's like the way it would have been created, which might give you an idea of what it looks like, is they would have magically assembled the structure of the building and then essentially extended and removed blocks that they wanted to magically to kind of pull out sections and shelves and crevices and storage areas and stuff like that. So it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy because when they would maybe add a new collection or something, they would kind of just create an area for it where they think it would fit, that sort of thing. In this section, however...
So there are shelves like in the middle of the room?
Yeah. It's not just like, cool. But...
And tables and everything, like just, but it's all one bit of stone or like blocks?
It's like a kind of a combination. Okay. So, yeah, it's pretty eclectic. I mean, you'd even see, when you were in there as well, once it starts to pick up a bit more, you'd see there's even people like flying and teleporting up to really high areas and gathering books and things like that, kind of fluttering around the place.
Sorry, but there's other people in there as well?
Well, there would have been when you went before. At this time, maybe one or two, but not loads. By the time you guys are back there, it would be a bit more busy probably.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were describing the room. Are you just describing the
library?
library
Generally,
right. I was going to say, that sounds very similar to the library.
Oh, right, yeah. In here, however, there are...
Gaseous form.
Yeah, I'm imagining gaseous form probably stinks by other people.
Alright.
Okay.
I've become fart.
Destroyer of worlds.
Destroyer of masses.
I've become fart, ripper of ass.
What did I mean?
Nothing you haven't heard before.
But in here,
You've lost your
it is
seat,
just like normal wooden shelves.
So away from
Okay.
It's ancient and dank in here, and and you can see that it's mostly scrolls and a few old tomes and stuff like that dotted around.
Alright, okay.
It's a lot smaller room. There's only probably only goes back maybe like 10 shelves apart, sort of thing. Kind of much more normal library looking, dark room.
Okay.
You know, it's good.
Alright. I say, Dorwin, this is definitely weird. It's full of old scrolls.
In a library.
Wait, where are you?
Well,
Dorwin's like, oh!
well, there was this magic door that I went through, and now I'm here.
Should I come to you?
I don't know how you get here. There's a magical door. It's locked.
Oh, you haven't been picking locks in the library, have you?
No, I promise on my life, I have picked no locks, Dorwin. I'm a man of honour.
I would say that the words you're hearing are a lot more like wispy and like fluffy in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
On my life, we are here to help, not to rob.
Okay, well, see if you can find any,
What am I looking for?
anything about, perhaps, breaches of security or strange goings-on or, unusual magic or...
What kind of magic? It's all unusual.
Possibly anything dark or sinister. If they're keeping it locked up, this might be some of the things they're trying to hide.
I would say that as you're looking around a little bit, kind of like wondering where he's gone, at this point you would see Loricon kind of seems like he's hurrying towards the direction where where Enoch maybe described.
Ooh.
Okay. But be careful, it looks like Loricon might be headed your way. I don't know what she's up to, but keep an eye out. If
All
you're
right.
somewhere you shouldn't be.
Alright. talk to her, distract her for me while I look around. Him, sorry. Him, fuck.
Sure.
Okay. I'll buy me some time, and with that, I go back and start kind of, I guess, speed scanning, just like as much as I can see.
Yeah.
What
can you do in gaseous form?
I've still got all my senses.
Yeah.
I can float anywhere.
You're knocking scrolls off. And
No, I've got
interact stuff.
Hey?
Can't interact with things physically.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, describe what I'm seeing then, in terms of I can walk up, and is there anything or float up? Yeah. I can float over. And that pushes me backwards, and that spins me round. So what am I looking at?
It's mostly scrolls and things like that. You see that they're all bound in these various silks, and there's also some old tomes which are have strange markings on them that kind of. You can't see a lot of them, but they give you a little bit more of a sense of these. They don't fit in with all the other things that you've seen in the main library.
Okay.
Rather than just being kind of beautifully gilded or whatever, they kind of have dark marks on them and symbols pertaining to dark gods and things that you maybe don't fully recognise yourself as Enoch.
Okay.
Things like that.
All right.
In fact, you know what?
Can I make a check and see if I can?
Give me an investigation, and we'll go back to Dorwin and Loricon in a minute. And that one.
Yeah. I'm going to use my inspo point.
Okay.
All right.
Come on, baby!
21.
Didn't we say that one's remove inspiration points?
Oh, we did.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, damn, I was going to throw in a cool thing. Alright, never mind.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's alright.
So that means you can never use it
It's point on that one.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good though, isn't
That
it?
is kind of.
That's kind of cool.
Maybe it's
That's
a use it
whole-
or lose it situation.
That's the whole point. Oh yeah, you lose it or you no, but then you
No, I
always
think
use it.
that one is especially bad. Something horrendous has happened. You can't then just immediately be like, "Oh, I'll do it again."
But you have to have an inspiration. That's what an inspiration point is for, though.
Yeah, but this is you losing your inspiration. That's the point.
I don't know. I'm kind of a will on this one. I think it's kind of
I'm a
fun.
will.
And that one being more evil is kind of good.
I think it ultimately makes it more fun.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to hear the cool thing.
Yeah. Never mind.
We know the space is here now, so.
Yeah, true.
If it makes you feel any better, I came up with it right now. So.
Yeah, no, that's alright.
It's
like
most
Spur,
things in this game.
Spur at the moment cool is like some of the best kind. Like just
it's really lit.
gut feeling.
Who knows? Maybe it's not gone forever though. Who knows? Depending on how.
As I walk over to Loricon, I'll say through my head, Enoch, if you see anything particularly unusual, try and remember it. Maybe you can paint it for us once you're back.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, alright.
Well, I mean, this was an investigation. This is a specific thing that you haven't seen, but there's other things you might see.
Sure. But so can I just can I actually, fuck it, it's a bit of a help, but can I take out a bit of...
you can't do it now, it's gas.
Oh, it's gas, yeah, fine. Oh yeah, of course. This gas is really befuddling Enoch. I'm imagining it that he's actually fumbling for his pen and paper, with his imagining...
I lost my bag. It's in your own ego. You're like, oh wait, hang on. Okay, so Dorwin, you...
Yeah. Loricon, good morning.
One moment, Dorwin. I have something to attend to.
Oh, what is it you're doing?
There's a... it doesn't matter, but I really must go.
I have something rather important to talk to you about.
He says, in fact, what is Enoch doing in that section of the library?
What section?
Oh, I think you know what section.
I have barely explored this library at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Deception? Sure.
$19.
He says, well, perhaps you don't know about it, but I've detected Enoch's presence in a section of the library that, well, I think he knows he shouldn't be in.
That does sound like Enoch, to be fair. He is a bit of a wanderer. I'm sorry if he's somewhere he shouldn't be. I'm sure he doesn't know that.
He says, come with me. We'll find out together.
Sure. I'll say my mind to Enoch. Enoch, you've been rumbled. They know you're there. Get out quick.
And with that, he kind of takes you down this area, and you see that there's this. You see the same door with these different coloured dragons kind of swirling around on it in a slightly abstract way.
Okay.
He can't be in here, can he? That door looks pretty secure.
Yes, I thought this myself. And you see he just kind of holds up his hands like this, and like.
Do I get an action now that he's warned me before he opens the door?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm.
You can do what you can do.
Otherwise I'm fucking rumbled.
You're also gas in the dark, so you want to just
yeah,
go into
true.
the
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was going to say I'm going to try and diffuse into the smallest, darkest corner. Yeah.
Okay.
What does your gaseous form look like? Is it literally just like?
Just it's air.
Is it like invisible?
So I'm imagining like the Star Trek.
I've never
gaseous form
considered
thing,
it.
it's probably
It
not.
would specify.
Well, in the form of a misty cloud.
Yeah.
Misty
okay.
cloud. I can
Awfully damp in the
but I can
sun.
go, but I can go into like, you know, a cup or something, or like, you know,
Something a gas can go in.
yeah, or like through
Yeah, so
like
like
a
a
lock
house-
of a box.
You can go into
I can
a
go
really
through like
small
any
volume,
I'm
can
a
you?
little tiny sausage.
Can he like stretch himself out really far?
Probably. But either way, he's done what he's done so far.
Yeah,
so
yeah, no, I'm just-
But I
you're
don't know
hiding
what
a
you can do
thick,
with gaseous ones,
thick
so I'll read
tiny
the-
little
read the
pocket of
words.
gas in the corner.
Well, I suppose if I go all the way out,
You made a decision now.
yeah,
We're
fine.
on with it.
I'm in a box. Is there a box?
You can be in a book.
No, I'll be in a book.
Right.
Be in a bookshelf.
And as he holds up
If
his
he's
hands like this.
inside a book, could he read?
Don't fucking know. Don't talk language anyway. Anyway.
Is it going to ruin the book?
Immediately gets bookworms. No. So yeah, Loricon holds out his hand like this, and you see that like 20 kind of spectral blue keys just kind of summon in front of him. They all go into these locks, which are hanging off all these chains on the doors, and they just kind of just fall apart, and the doors open.
I'll say, well, what's his name again?
Loricon.
Loricon. What is this place? There must be some mighty secrets in here.
He says,
Secrets.
He says, yes, they've not always been secrets, and with that he just steps forward and he walks over directly to where you are, and he literally just plucks the gas out of where you are and just transforms you straight back into Enoch.
Whoa, that's cool.
And he just says, so, why have you decided to come to this place? What have you been searching for?
And I say,
Relishing the moment, he's like,
I don't know. What am I looking
I say, I'm joking. I say, I think I found it, and pluck a random bird.
Nice.
Child porn.
oh shit.
Yeah, and he's got the encrypted keys to CP dungeon.
And I say, which one do I go for?
Out loud?
No, well, internally he's like, internally Enoch's thinking like, do I pretend that I, was like transported here and like, what the fuck?
Can you give me a
Or
can you give me a skill based on what you would probably use for your psychic stuff? Probably maybe some charisma based thing.
okay.
Let's roll with deception. It's strong for you and it makes sense in this situation.
Yeah, sure.
Is that what you were trying to do? You hadn't decided yet, had you?
28.
Okay. So I would say that you can.
I can add to it as well if you want me to get like 30. So, because 30 is like a, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd probably do that, wouldn't I? Oh!
Nice.
36.
That's what we like. So you can feel you're able to withhold it, like drawing in on some of your powers. You're able to withhold it, but you feel like your kind of mental fortress is being viciously attacked by like torrents and torrents of ungodly, hot, radiant flame are basically trying to rip apart your defences. But through your psychic powers, you're able to force them out, essentially.
Deflect.
Yeah, you're able to like maneuver
Straight onto
them
door.
It's like spread evenly around the fortress kind of thing, but you're able to maintain
Was this through Loricon's confrontation?
within his
This has
mind.
happened?
Yeah.
So as soon as Loricon's spoken to him, that happens.
And he kind of says, it's time for you to leave. And with that, the three of you teleport, and he takes you to a room which, just based on what it looks like and stuff, you feel like you're somewhere in the main hall of Barstead.
Okay.
And he says, this, that area of the library is, well, people aren't supposed to go in there. It's a mystery to me how you would have gotten in the first place.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just plucked him out of being a gas.
That's true. He says, yeah, true. He says, yeah, it's not a mystery. He says, your methods of infiltration are interesting. I can't imagine why you would need to go in there. I hope you have a good explanation.
All that I can say, Loricon, is that I have killed in order to save the world from this cult. They attacked an entire town of thousands of people, right? Hundreds? Thousands of people, and I saw the destruction they wrought on lands that are not far from yours. I travelled on the back of a mighty dragon to a mountain fortress and battled a necromancer that defied death when we even killed it. And I've come here now to save you, and I'll be honest, it's a letdown. You are so blind to what you don't understand and what I have seen, and we are trying to help you, and you just don't see that.
Can you give me a persuasion, but maybe with advantage, because that's kind of lit.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
So my first one is 25. 25, but I can add to it.
No, I think 20. I think that's
I can make it more.
Can you add to like anything?
Anything that I'm proficient in.
So
I get a D8 added on to any roll, basically.
Nice.
Because I'm proficient in like 7 things.
You see that he pauses for a minute and he says, I know deep within me that anyone, outsiders especially, are not to enter that sanctum. And while I know that what you're saying can't be true for the Drobnar Peaks, our defences are simply too strong. If your will is as good as you say, perhaps the access you require into this area is deserved. I can see that your words are true. Yes. If you think you'll find whatever you are seeking in there, perhaps I shall grant you entry under my guidance.
Well, all I can say is that I'm truly honoured and will strive my best to understand these powers and use them with only the most noble intentions.
Yes. I must
He
say,
believes
it
you now,
goes-
mate. You've
It goes against my nature to cause anyone to be withheld from the knowledge that we hold in the Drobnar Peaks. Those tomes, however, well, they're meant to be kept secret.
We swear, Loricon, we only seek to find information that will help both your people and ours. Anything you wish us to not learn, we will happily let you keep secret. We wish not to dig deeper than we are permitted. This was merely an accident, but any advanced access we can be given would surely only benefit you and us.
Okay, nice. I would say that you see.
Can I say to Dorwin at this point, like, mentally, saying like,
I would just add in with this. I would say at the moment you feel like if you reach out of your mind palace at the moment, it could be dangerous.
Oh, fine. All right. Yeah, I'm.
Like you would feel like
it hasn't. Even though I persuaded him, it hasn't led up.
No.
Fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm walls up then. Yeah, fair.
Just at the moment.
Yeah. No. That's chilled.
Okay. So yes. He sort of says.
So instead I'll say like, it was never my intention to cause any offence or to delve too deep. Perhaps it's best we start with one of the more simpler texts.
I would say as well, one of the things that you notice while you've got this psychic barrage kind of internally, you see that the attack upon you is enhanced by an entity that feels not like Lorcan also.
Yeah.
And you actually feel after the words you said and getting the high number on your psychic, getting high number on your persuasion, you actually kind of feel while the attack's still raging through Lorcan, you feel this additional power actually wanes slightly and kind of not dissipates but becomes much less potent in the background.
Okay.
And I would say that I would also make note that you notice this happen as he was kind of internally conflicting and saying to you that he essentially resents the idea of knowledge being withheld from anyone.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That
nice.
kind of like quelled the storm a little bit.
Yeah. Cool. Could I make a kind of, a check to see if it seems that Lorcan is like having like an internal struggle with a thing that he knows about,
or give me an insight.
If it's like he's completely like oblivious to it.
Mm-hmm. 7. It's hard.
I'm not really insightful.
It's kind of hard to pinpoint what he's necessarily experiencing. From what you can see at face value, is he's obviously seems a little just kind of frustrated, either with you or with himself. You can't really tell.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Then I think that I think Enoch. I think maybe secretly internally is like quite gassed to have secret knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So saying that like he like gets Dorwin now a little bit.
I'm already like looking at all the books.
Yeah, but like, and for the first time Enoch understands Dorwin.
Mm-hmm.
Like the like, oh my god, books.
Yeah.
Still don't have a clue what they mean.
No. But if someone's going to tell me what they mean and it's forbidden knowledge,
if he's not allowed it, he wants it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly, literally.
Yeah.
So he takes you guys back to the library.
I like that overlap of our.
Yeah.
And he he says to you, he says, you may enter, you may come and go as you please. You will find the doors will open for you. Just while I will not be there in person, know that I will be watching. I will intervene if I feel you are stepping too far. And with that, he just disappears. Meanwhile, you guys have been kind of stood around. Maybe you went over to where you'd expect Dorwin to be with the census and that kind of thing. Nancy wasn't there. You guys maybe see that they're over there now. Yeah.
Sure.
Will we have seen Lorcan leaving?
What do you? I must have a thing.
Do you?
Maybe. Let me see. I always thought I kept it in a note here. Never mind. I've got it on a note somewhere. I was just going to ask what your passive perceptions are. I think yours is well high, right? It was like 17 or something. 18. Okay.
Mine's 17.
Yours is 17. Okay, so yeah, you two would have noticed Lorcan leaving, and also probably spotted the others as they're coming over. Polani, you're maybe kind of looking at what has been.
Mine's 14.
uncovered. 14. Nah.
Right.
I say now I'm in this room with all these cool books.
Oh well, I mean, you're still in the. He put you in the main library and said you can go down if you want to.
Is it?
Okay.
You can hurry off if you want. If you're like
Straight away.
I think you guys turned up.
Yeah, you can see them over where you were.
Do we all have access, or is it me and Dorwin? You know,
I think it'd be fair to assume that
we all have access.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So yeah, I mean, we all want to fucking.
I would say that only one of you probably has the Ring of Understanding there as well. So
Yeah.
which is the door,
Yeah.
which will probably be required for these weird books.
Yeah. But like, gets it as well.
I'm just like reading everything out loud quick, and you're like, and pass it all.
Okay.
Right, well, I hope you've had a more successful morning than we have.
How long was I at the thing taking names?
Probably about an hour or something.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe however long you guys were at the farm, similar sort of time.
Yeah.
Sure. How many of the potential victims have I managed to nail down based on age, colour, and?
Oh yeah,
stuff?
probably a couple. I'll say that you were probably able to get the next one. So let me get my little list of things. This one. So there's 2 people that you have managed to identify so far. There's one person called Wirenth, who is a bronze dragon, who is approximately the appropriate age. I don't remember what that age is.
60 something.
Yeah.
60 plus.
And the other one is somebody called Margena. Wirenth is somebody who lives in what's the region called? Lei Ugan, which is where the infants stay. So she supposedly cares for them. And Morgana can also be found in Wona in the farming district.
Cool. Then, yes, I've managed to find a couple of Dragonborne that match the criteria for the seeming system that we suspect the cult might be using to abduct. I tell them the 2 people. But that's as far as I've got. I had to deal with some of Enoch's misdoings.
What have you been up to, Enoch?
You dealt with it. Yeah, Dorwin saved my bacon.
I would say as well, Dorwin for being clever with magic and Enoch being clever at street smarts would probably know that this isn't the time to divulge everything, right?
Yeah.
If you're under a watchful eye.
Cool. Well done.
Enoch got Dorwin saved my bacon.
Well, yeah, never mind. I was going to ask something that would have been.
I mean, you don't know that yet.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask any more about it.
Yeah, but as in you don't know it's hairy at the moment,
Right.
So Gesh might ask an innocent question.
Yeah. I wasn't asking an innocent question.
Did you manage to pull the wool over Lorican's eyes?
So what have you been up to, Enoch?
Just having some really profound conversations with people.
Right.
You? Really?
There's more to this goblin that meets the eye, Gesh. You should know that by now.
I do indeed.
Well, we didn't find who we were looking for. Should we go up and see Anisha?
Yeah, let's. Yeah, we should certainly go and ask her some questions. See why she seems to be the only one who can see through this illusion, I suppose.
I changed the subject, saying like, Dorwin, how far have you got with the census? Have we identified the? Do you think there are more? Do you think there are more to be identified, or?
Yeah, I've just told them about the 2 of the next things, but I'll say maybe if you guys go and talk to Amisha, I'll carry on finding potential victims.
I'm also keen to learn how she knows that people were abducted on these dates but don't know who they are.
Remember to try and figure out what's different about her that might lead us to the crux of this issue.
I need to bounce pretty soon.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah, cool.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Can I just say while I'm here, what if I stay back, I'm going to use mislead, which is the thing where I like create an illusory double of myself and can see through their senses, and I'll send one down into the basement,
Oh, cool.
look at the books, and I technically can't use both at the same time. I have to like swap every action or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I'm going to be like double
Well,
teaming.
why don't
the
we
secret
can, we can
book
why don't we
this thing.
I mean, just because I think it's cool from a wobbling perspective, why don't we say it's like something you can, because I imagine that's rules written kind of for combat and stuff like that, and more important situations, but maybe when it's completely relaxed like this, and it's like you're not under any stress, you can sort of do it a bit.
I was thinking like,
I like
switch
that
to
you
one,
as like a
read, start
yeah.
writing, sort of go to autopilot, switch to lose and learn, and just like switch back and forth.
that you
got
use
the
this
brain
combat
power.
skill to like
Yeah.
study as much as you possibly can.
Yeah,
Double reading books.
like the fucking time turner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% stealing, getting your ring of understanding. Enoch is fucking going to school.
You may borrow it whenever you wish.
Excellent.
It's a
Cool,
mysterious
so
number.
you're staying back, and we're gonna go speak to him.
Yeah.
And give us the painting.
Ah, hi.
Yeah.
Nice.
Finally unlocking some actual secrets.
But we are starting the next session talking to Amisha.
It all goes full circle.
Do you want us